Have you noticed that church hurt is a hot topic? It is sad but true. It's more common than people will let on. I've heard countless stories of people either stepping away from the church completely or they feel almost the need to go on defense once they step into the church building. I myself have been one of those types of people for years and years at times. I used to hear the phrase all the time that hurting people hurt others. And definitely there's a lot of truth in that, but I'm actually going to go as far as to say that emotionally unhealthy people hurt others. See, for an emotionally healthy person just shows up and exemplifies Christ's love in just a little bit of a different way than someone who is emotionally unhealthy. For it is out of an outpour of deeper intimacy with Jesus. In this video, I'm going to share what does it look like to be an emotionally healthy person who is deeply rooted in the gospel, and how do they just show up and exemplify his love in just a more powerful way. Now, Pete Scazzero says that emotional health and spiritual maturity are inseparable. It is not possible to be spiritually mature while remaining emotionally immature. He also says that people often make themselves too busy to actually take the time to really seek to understand themselves, their past, and events around their emotional development. Lack of self-awareness has a direct effect on their relationship with Jesus. Psychologist Tasha Eurich did a study and found that 95% of people think that they're actually self-aware. It's only 10 to 15% that actually are. What does an emotionally healthy Christ follower look like? For number one, they're safe with themselves, and because of Jesus, they know they're safe with their Creator for Him to wash you. What does safe with yourself look like? They're free of self-criticism. They're free of self-judgment. They know that they have the freedom to look at their sin without shame. They do not feel the need to almost protect themselves, themselves, hide their sin from God, because they have deeply grasp the finished work of the cross. In Galatians 5:15, it says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves again be burdened by a yoke of slavery." This type of person, they know they have freedom from shame, and they have freedom from the guilt that comes from the law. They are able to create a safe space with themselves, and because of that, then they're able to extend that to others. They can show themselves grace that then they can extend that to others as well. This person, they're not harsh or judgmental with themselves when they mess up. And because of that, they're not harsh or judgmental with others as well, but accepting with others and knowing that everyone is on a journey and we're all a work in progress. This person also, they know that it is not their job to convict. That is the Holy Spirit's job. Now, they can definitely gently point others in the right direction, but ultimately, it's not their job to convict or to try to change someone. I only smile with that last part because I have struggled with that for so long. And where it's deeply rooted in a place of trying to control. Now, everyone knows that type of person that carries that attitude, like it's my job to correct you or fix you, coming from a place of ego. It's all about setting aside pride and ego and control in order to make room for the Holy Spirit to convict that person. An emotionally healthy person, they're able to set aside their pride because they know that their pride is what keeps them walled off to God and from seeing sin and the truth clearly. Now, trust me, I know this from experience. Conviction, it really does lead to freedom. When I'm able to set aside my pride and I'm asking God to give me a whole new perspective, to wash me. He then, through that process, to bring me to freedom, to show me a whole different perspective that I wasn't able to see before. But first, it starts with setting aside my own pride. Now, an emotionally healthy person, they take curiosity with others instead of just snap judgment. Because that person, they're really seeking to understand and really see and hear the other person instead of creating just a snap judgment and then just writing them off completely. This type of emotionally healthy person, they ask questions to really understand the root of why that person says what they say or why they do what they do. See, asking questions to figure out the root of their pain instead of just seeing the sin and then quickly cutting off the person. It is much easier to quickly cut a person off because of a snap judgment than it is to sit and walk with that person through their pain, through their journey. You'll hear me, I'm very passionate about this, and you'll hear me say this a lot, to really take time, slow down, to see a person, to really hear a person. Because people, I have learned, are hungry to truly be seen and heard. First showed that to us was Jesus. He really slowed down to take time to be with people, to truly hear and see them. Now, a lot of times people will, they'll be saying something, but they're really communicating a whole different message that's underneath their words. By the flesh, we're maybe not able to pick up on what they're saying. But when we ask the Holy Spirit to give us His spiritual eyes to get to the root of the problem and really understand and connect deeper with that person, to truly see what are they struggling with, and we can walk with them in their pain and in their struggle.